Hey, what's up guys? Chris here, and today we're going to be doing a really cool unboxing and review of a product that I just received from parkflyers.com. And today this is going to be the Cessna 182 Pro radio-controlled airplane. You can pick this up at parkflyers.com for $189.99, which is a great price considering the airplane that you're going to be getting. Let's go ahead and run over just a couple of features before we bust this out of the box. This is a ready-to-fly aircraft, which basically means when you pull this out of the box, there's going to be very light assembly required, and it's going to be ready to go in the air in just a few minutes. It is going to take you longer to charge the battery than it's going to take you to get this thing ready to fly. Another thing is, of course, like I said, everything is going to come with this plane. You're going to get the radio, you're going to get the receiver, you're going to have all the servos, speed control, motor, battery, charger, everything that you need to get this thing in the air, and I mean literally everything. It's all in the box and you're completely ready to go. Okay, and just a few quick things to note about the plane here. It's a 2.4 gigahertz radio system, which is going to give you really great range. It has a 1300 milliamp hour battery, which is 7.4 volts, and that's going to give you a really good flying time on this aircraft. Also, we're going to have a 1300 kV brushless motor. It's going to give you a lot of power. Also, another thing to note about this plane is it does come standard with a 3-bladed prop instead of a 2-bladed prop, which means you're going to get a lot more thrust out of the engine than what you would with just a 2-bladed prop. So this plane is going to have plenty of power. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get the Cessna 182 from parkflyers.com out of the box here and see what all comes with this plane. So, first thing that I notice is everything is very nicely packaged in here. Looks like we've got our instructions, and it looks like a step-by-step instructional video for probably assembling and maybe learning how to fly the aircraft. Next, we'll go ahead and pull out our main wing. Very nice. And let's see, we'll go ahead and go for the actual fuselage itself. And it looks like everything is very nicely packaged in here. I did not see one damaged part, so that is very good. Of course, we do have our fuselage here. Already has our motor, our receiver, and our electronic speed control already installed, so we're going to be able to get right out there in the air as soon as our battery finishes charging. So very nice. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We have the vertical stabilizer and rudder. Looks like it's all ready to go with the control horn already installed. That's great. That's going to take a lot of time off of our assembly here. It looks like right here we do have our main gear and also some epoxy for assembling the plane and also our nose gear. Looks like next up here we have our horizontal stabilizer and elevator, and just as with the rudder, it already does have the control horn pre-installed, so that will shave a lot of time off of our assembly. Alright, and the next thing that we bust out of the box here is going to be our tri-bladed propeller. Looks like that this is a 8x6 propeller, and it looks like they actually send you 2 of them, so very good. In case you happen to bust one off, you have an extra. Next thing that we have here is going to be our battery and battery charger. This is a 1300 milliamp hour battery, and it's 7.2 volts. And it looks like it does have the Dean's connector. Very good. Those are my favorite type of connectors for RC planes. Brownie points there. And then here we do have our battery charger. And last but not least, we have our transmitter here. This is a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. Looks like the controls feel really nice. It's got our trims everywhere here and also a reverse switch for each of the 4 channels. So very nice. I cannot wait to get this thing in the air, and now let's go ahead and fly it. Okay guys, so I have this Cessna 182 from parkflyers.com all put together, and we're out here at the flying field, and we're going to see how this thing flies. First impressions of this thing once it's all put together. Battery and all, it seems the way it's about 20 ounces. Pretty small plane too. Wingspan is just 38.5 inches. And this thing is a blast to fly. It's got plenty of power. Well, I'm gonna let the plane speak for itself. We'll get it up in the air and see what it can do. Alright guys, so I'm ready to go ahead and get this thing in the air. What I wanted to tell you guys is this is a really great plane for a beginner. So if you're thinking about just starting out, if you've never flown an RC plane yet, I really would suggest getting the Cessna 182 from parkflyers.com. It's a great deal. It's made out of foam, so you're not going to completely kill it if you wreck it or anything like that. But what I like to tell everybody is just put the plane on the ground first, because if you can't fly it on the ground, and you'll see what I'm going to mean about this in a second, if you can't fly it on the ground, you're not going to be able to fly it in the air, so it's just a great way to practice. So basically, I'm going to go and show you the controls. So we'll go ahead and get the controller in the frame here and also the plane. Okay, so this is how a 4-channel plane works. First, I'm going to show you the ailerons, and these control the bank of the plane, or which way the wings tips roll. So if you go right, the plane is going to roll to the right. It's going to lift up the right aileron and drop the left aileron. If I go left, it's going to be completely the opposite. The left aileron is going to raise and the right one is going to drop. So that's how you roll the plane in the air. So just like this. Okay, now the next thing that I want to show you guys, and one of the most important controls, is going to be the elevator. This controls the pitch of the airplane, which you can also control your altitude with. If you pull down on the right stick, your elevator is going to lift up, and that's going to push the nose of the plane up, which is going to cause it to gain altitude or pitch up. Completely the opposite, if you push the stick down on the controller, it's going to pitch the elevator down, just like that, and it's going to pitch the nose of the plane down. You're going to be able to go down and gain speed and also descend or lose altitude. Okay, now the next control that I'm going to show you here is going to be the rudder. This is how you're actually going to turn your plane in midair. So what you do here is you're going to move your right stick, either right or left, and that's going to be exactly like it sounds. If you move it to the right, your plane is going to want to move to the right. It's going to want to pivot just like this to the right, which is going to turn your plane. If you want to turn to the left in the air, you just move it to the left, and your plane's going to pivot to the left. Next, and very important control that I want to show you guys, is going to be your throttle control. Basically, when your left stick is all the way down, your throttle is going to be completely still, and when you move up, your throttle is going to increasingly get more powerful as you move the stick up. So that's how you control the throttle on your airplane. Okay, now, so this is what I mean about driving your plane on the ground before you fly it. Go ahead and just give it a little bit of throttle until it starts to move itself. And what you can do here is move your rudder left, and then move your rudder right, and the plane is going to turn those directions. See? So once you can drive your plane around and you can get it to behave how you'd want it to on the ground, then you're ready to go ahead and get it into the air. Okay, so that was kind of the basics about flying a 4-channel airplane. Now we're going to see what this thing can do. I'm going to go ahead and take off and get it in the air, and we'll have some fun with it. So here we go. I've got it here on my short little runway. It doesn't need very long to take off. It's a light plane. It's got a great power setup. So here we go. I'm going to give it some throttle, and we're going to lift off. Alright, so we're up in the air. This thing really climbs well. It's a little bit windy today, so you're going to see me bopping around a little bit, but this plane handles the wind really well. So we're going to go ahead and come back right by us, right overhead, and then we're going to make a right turn back around. This is a really fast plane. I'm flying about half throttle, and it's really just cooking along, and it's doing great. It's not one to fall out of the sky or anything. Then we're going to go ahead and bring it kind of low, right up in front of us. Wow, this thing is just a great plane. I love this thing. This may be one of my favorite small aircrafts. And like I was saying before, this is a great plane for a beginner, but also this is a great plane for an expert alike. You can really do some great aerobatics with this plane. It's also a really stable airframe. It can fly fast, it can fly slow. So what we'll do now is just do some aerobatics for you guys. I'm going to bring it overhead inverted. There we go. It flies inverted as well as it flies right side up. This is awesome. Alright, now we'll just do a loop for you guys. And we'll stall it here. Oh yeah. Let's see if it'll do a loop-de-loop. No problem. I bet you it does too. Look at that thing. You can tell the power setup on this thing is just amazing. I can sit there and just loop all day. Alright, we're going to bring it in real low. Alright, I'm going to bring it right at us, low and slow. This thing is just so stable, even in the wind. I think I scared my cameraman there. He doesn't realize I'm such an expert. The plane is just a lot of fun to fly in. The battery, it's a 1300 milliamp hour battery. It's a 2-cell, so it's giving us about, I think, like 7.2 volts. And I flew on this earlier and I was able to go like a full 20 minutes. That's being conservative with the throttle. If you're flying full throttle the whole time, you're not going to get that much time out of the plane. But there's no reason why you need to. You can take off, and as soon as you get in the air, put this thing down on half throttle, and you're going to be just fine. So just to kind of sum it up here, this plane is great. It's stable. It's great for a beginner. It's great for someone who's an advanced airplane flyer. It's very aerobatic. You can have a lot of fun with this plane. Go ahead and bring it in low and fast here. Right there. Ooh, do a little barrel roll. Look at that. All in all, this plane is just so much fun. And for the money, you really just can't go wrong at parkflyers.com. So I really strongly suggest this plane. And let's go ahead and bring it in for a landing. See how well this landing gear does. Go ahead and bank it around. I'm going to bring it right at us. We're flying into the wind today, so it's going to be perfect for a landing. So stable coming in. Let me do it again. That was a close one, guys. I had to wave it off. I forgot my cameraman laid his bicycle down right on the runway. That's okay, though. I'm going to go ahead and move over here, and we're going to bring it in. Coming in a little bit hot. I'm going to go ahead and cook it down this way. All right. Oh, amazing. Oh, this plane is amazing. Okay guys, so that is the Sharper Image Cessna 182 from parkflyers.com. Great little plane. I really suggest you guys go pick this up from parkflyers.com. Like I said, it's just $189.99. Great price for this thing. It's a lot of fun, great for an expert, great for a beginner, stable, aerobatic, great power setup, has plenty of power. All in all, I love this plane. It'll probably be one of my regular flyers now. I just want to thank parkflyers.com for sending this out to me for review. And that is it. I'll have links below right to Park Flyers website and also where you can pick up this plane. And that's it. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching and remember to subscribe.